Told you before, Aaliyah was SA'd as a minor by several producers and was treated like a piece of meat to be bought and sold by different producers up until the time that she passed away.
Free Britney, y'all need to be doing a campaign that say free Beyonce.
Beyonce is free.
She is a prisoner in a gilded cage.
And in this book, I talk about how Beyonce has indoctrinated so many modern day women to think that they can replace their man, to be single, be independent, be strong, whatever. But when push came to shove and Jay-Z cheated on her ass stayed put right there. Why? Because Jay-Z's a billionaire, he's successful, he has more status than she does. And here's the problem. Beyonce has status too, but how many men are going to rise up to Beyonce's level?
Like Jay-Z.
Thank you.
No.
What I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a very long time. So they together, but they living separate.
Jay-Z. And he was working with R. Kelly, and they were making so many records together. You know, they made all of those records together. They both, Aaliyah, they shared so much.
Solange still got her foot on Jay-Z's neck, and in 2025, she's pressing down harder than ever. She's not backing off, not even a little bit, because she's coming with straight heat and heavy accusations. Just days after she called him out for being a handler and blackballing people in the industry, she's now spilling that Jay allegedly cheated on Beyonce, not once or twice, but 12 times. Yeah, 12. Mr. Carter was out here moving wild, acting like it's still big pimpin' season, running around Hollywood with no chill, allegedly. But Solange ain't here for games anymore. The way she's coming, it's like she's on a mission to expose every secret he's ever tried to bury. And people are starting to ask, what's really fueling all this? Why does she seem so determined to drag him down right now? Some say she's just fed up. Others think she's finally speaking on what's been hidden for too long. Either way, she's waving around what she claims are receipts from his past affairs, and the internet's losing it. It's 2025 and social media is on fire. Fans are calling it Solange versus the system because she's not just talking, she's naming names and dropping hints that got everyone clutching their phones. Some clips even show her saying she's done watching Beyonce play loyal while he plays games. That line alone broke the timeline. Now the big question, did Jay really cut off one of his old flings to protect Beyonce's image? Because that's what Solange is hinting at, and it's getting messy fast. From the looks of it, she's not just shading him, she's trying to make Bey see him for who he really is. And whispers about divorce? Yeah, they've been floating around again this fall, louder than ever. Seems like Solange is trying to push Beyonce to make that move, and honestly, it's looking tense in the Carter circle right now. One thing's for sure, Solange ain't letting this go anytime soon. Some people say Solange might be crossing the line because, yeah, blasting your sister's husband like that is wild. It's awkward, it's messy, and it's definitely embarrassing for the family. But word is, Solange feels like this is the only way she can finally pull Beyonce out of what she calls a toxic loop. She's been holding this in for years, and now she's done staying quiet. Remember that elevator incident after the Met Gala? The one where she swung on Jay? Allegedly, that wasn't just some random meltdown. She had just found out he was seeing someone else that same night. Now fast forward to 2025, and Solange is still locked in. She's not just talking, she's digging, she's posting, and she's teaming up with people from the past to bring receipts. It's like she's on a mission to make sure everyone sees the real Jay-Z. She's even backing up singer Mia, who once said Jay tried to get close when they worked together, and when she didn't go for it, he allegedly tried to get her blackballed. That's the same Maya who worked with him on the remix of her track Best of Me back in the day. And get this, one of the producers from that session recently spoke out, saying Jay came through the Hit Factory studio with full confidence, ready to record, but he wasn't feeling Mia's vibe. The producer said Jay looked at her like she was ungrateful, like she didn't realize he was about to bless her with a hit. Jay looked at her like, I'm about to rap on your record and you don't even appreciate it, the producer claimed. Then supposedly, Jay just dipped, walked out mid-session like he was done. After he left, folks in the studio told Mia she needed to smooth things over because Jay felt she wasn't showing him any love. So she had to play nice, come back humble just to get him back in the booth. And that's the kind of stuff Solange has been bringing up lately. Stories that remind everyone how powerful Jay-Z was in the industry and how he allegedly used that power to control who got to shine. It's clear Solange is not letting this go. She's not whispering, she's yelling now. Back in the day, reports said Jay-Z tried to make a move on Mia, but she shut him down real quick. That's when things supposedly turned sour. Word is, Jay got in his feelings, and producers started twisting the story, painting Mia as ungrateful for not bowing down over his feature. But that drama didn't fade away, not even close. Fast forward to 2014, when the elevator fight between Solange and Jay-Z had the whole world talking, and suddenly, guess whose name popped back up? Yup, Mia's! As soon as those cheating rumors hit, the internet was buzzing, saying Jay was stepping out on Beyonce, and people started pointing at Mia like she was the secret side piece. Out of nowhere, her name was all over the blogs, her old pictures resurfacing, fans connecting dots that probably didn't even exist. And when Beyonce dropped Lemonade, the whole Becky with the good hairline made everything explode. Folks were accusing Mia left and right, calling her out like she was part of the Carter family drama, even though she had nothing to do with it. But Mia wasn't having it. When a fan on Instagram came at her asking, "You and Jay-Z had an 11-year affair. Are you his side chick or not?" she clapped back instantly. Never did, never was, never will she stood firm, saying, "I play second to no one, pay my own bills, have my own label, my own management company, and I respect myself and marriage too much for that nonsense." And she meant it. Later, she opened up in a Vlad TV interview, saying her career took hits because she refused to give in to pressure from someone powerful in the industry. She didn't name names, but fans didn't need to guess too hard. Now here in 2025, Solange is bringing that same story back, claiming Jay allegedly did have something with Mia, and when Mia tried to cut things off, he lost it and made sure she got blackballed. It's like Solange is digging up every skeleton, showing the world the pattern she's been hinting at, that Jay used his influence not just to rise, but to silence. And she really thought dropping this bomb about Maya would seal the deal, proving her point once and for all. But with new eyes and new receipts in 2025, this story's spinning back into the spotlight louder than ever. But things didn't shake up the way Solange expected. Even after dropping bomb after bomb, the reaction wasn't as explosive as she wanted. So she went bigger. She came back swinging, exposing Jay-Z for allegedly cheating on Beyonce since day one. But before we dive into those messy cheating stories, Solange dropped a truth that had people's jaws on the floor. She finally confirmed that there's way more to Jay-Z and Beyonce's history than most fans ever realize, starting with when they really met. See, the public story always said Beyonce was 18 when they first linked up, but Solange pulled out an old interview that says otherwise. She resurfaced a 2007 Charlie Rose clip where Jay-Z casually said he'd met Bey 10 years ago, which would have been 1997. Do the math. Beyonce would have been around 16, maybe even 15, depending on when that meeting happened. And Jay, he was pushing 27, 28. That revelation alone had people online going crazy. Solange didn't even have to say much, just pointed at the math and the internet did the rest. Folks were side-eyeing hard, calling it shady, predatory, and creepy all over social media. But Solange didn't stop there. She also claimed Jay-Z's first affair happened right at the start of his relationship with Beyonce, and it was allegedly with none other than Charlie Baltimore. If you've been around long enough, you remember the whispers. Charlie used to be close to the notorious B.I.G. and was the first female artist on Murder, Inc. According to Solange, Jay was still getting cozy with Charlie while he was already seeing Beyonce just months into the relationship. But here's where it gets even wilder. Solange says when Charlie tried to walk away and stop being the other woman, Jay didn't take it well. Instead of moving on, he allegedly got jealous when she found someone new. And that's when things took a dark turn. Remember when Jay-Z got arrested back in the day for stabbing a producer at a club? The official story was that the guy had been leaking Jay's unreleased album Volume 3, Life and Times of S. Carter. But Solange's version, she's hinting there was more to that fight than music, maybe even jealousy and heartbreak mixed in. Now, it's 2025 and this old scandal's getting dragged back into the spotlight like it never left. Solange has been connecting dots, calling out hidden motives, and showing that Jay's early days weren't as squeaky clean as the media made them look. And honestly, the timeline she's building, it's looking messy, real messy. So according to the official story, Jay-Z ran into that producer at a club, things got heated, and he pulled out an 8-inch knife, stabbing the guy over leaked music. That's what he said. But now Solange is straight up calling cap on that whole version. She's saying the real reason Jay lashed out had nothing to do with bootlegs. It was jealousy. Apparently, Jay found out that Charlie Baltimore had started dating the very same producer. And that's what set him off. Imagine that, getting mad over your ex-side piece when you're literally dating Beyonce. That's wild behavior. And get this, Solange isn't the only one backing that story. Rapper Cameron actually co-signed it, saying the stabbing wasn't about no album drama, it was about Charlie.
It wasn't over no money. It wasn't over being righteous. What was it over? A chick? What we don't do is we don't with our homies, ex-bitches.
Bow.
You feel me?
You know who that is now,
I
right?
said bow. Charlie Baltimore.
There you go.
Once that clip resurfaced this year, people online lost it, calling Jay Hollywood's jealous lover and saying Solange might have just cracked open the truth that got buried for decades. But if you thought that was the last time Jay stepped out on Beyonce, think again. Cause Solange dropped another name that made jaws drop, Aaliyah. She claimed Jay started chasing Aaliyah while still seeing Beyonce way before he and Bey even went public. And the mess didn't stop there. His close friend and business partner Dame Dash was already in love with Aaliyah too. So you'd think Jay would have backed off out of respect, right? Nope, not the case, according to Solange. She says Jay's obsession with Aaliyah went way beyond a casual crush. It was intense. The kind that ruins friendships and breaks up partnerships. Jay allegedly wanted Aaliyah so bad that it caused serious tension between him and Dame. And after Aaliyah started dating Dame, Jay couldn't take it. Even Dame later confirmed the drama, saying Jay's feelings were so strong that it tore apart their business bond. That bromance between Jay and Dame, it collapsed under jealousy. Now here we are in 2025 and all those old whispers are echoing again louder than ever. Solange is making sure nobody forgets the pattern she's been pointing at. How Jay's personal life, power moves, and obsession all tangled together. And honestly, it's got fans looking at his whole legacy with fresh eyes and a lot more questions. Dame Dash once revealed that he and Jay-Z went from tight brothers to bitter rivals, all because of one woman, Aaliyah. Both of them were shooting their shot, and both knew they were playing the same game. That competition turned ugly fast. What started as quiet tension turned into full-blown jealousy. And let's be real, when two powerful men fall for the same woman, it never ends pretty. Here's where things really heat up. Aaliyah started showing more interest in Dame, and Jay, being as competitive as ever, wasn't having it.
I eased up, but then we ran into each other. It's a long story.
So you and Jay was both getting at Aaliyah, obviously.
Everybody was getting at Aaliyah, bro.
Right.
She was like, you know, she'll go to dinner with her, but she wasn't going to just be smashing. So that was like the big deal, like who could get with Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying?
Word is everything came to a head during that infamous 4th of July party back in the early 2000s, the night Aaliyah and Dame made it official. And when Jay found out, he was furious. Solange's side of the story paints it like Jay wasn't just heartbroken, he was plotting.
So, you know, this is going to be hard for me. Because his friends were laughing at him.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I might have a question since we're talking about Aaliyah. And ignore me if it's too much, but do you have any opinion on the R. Kelly situation? Do you think he got railroaded or he's where he belongs?
Singer Jaguar Wright even backed Dame up, claiming Jay got revenge the only way he knew how, by wrecking the business. According to her, Jay deliberately undercut Dame and took over the Rockefeller empire just to get back at him for taking the girl.
Carter knows that he will slump anyone in any relationship for $1. Look at how he did Dame. Like, I don't give a if you wanted to get away from your homie, if you wanted to get away from your partner, but to do it the way he did it, it's malicious. But maybe that was because he was the girl that didn't want you.
Oh.
That's cold. Just like with Charlie Baltimore, Jay couldn't handle losing a woman. So instead of dealing with the pain, he lashed out at the men connected to them. And that's the part that got Solange talking loud again here in 2025. She's saying this isn't new behavior, it's a pattern. She's been pointing out how Jay's ego always came before his emotions. Even though he had one of the most desired women in the world, Beyonce, he still couldn't chill. Like, Jay, do you even see what you have? But that's not where the story stops. Solange dropped another name, Emile Whitehead, the first female rapper ever signed to Rockefeller Records. She rolled with Jay on the Hard Knock Life tour and even worked with Beyonce in the studio. Fans remember her from that classic line, "Can I get a what? Yeah, that Emile." Now here's where it gets messy. While Emile was in the booth making hits, she was allegedly getting close to Jay behind the scenes too. Solange claims the situation turned sinister because Jay had her working with Beyonce while allegedly hooking up with her at the same time. Talk about double life. No one knows exactly when it ended, but in a 2011 interview, Emile sounded like she was still emotionally tied to him, like she never really got over what went down. So now, with Solange dragging all these old flames and buried secrets back to the surface in 2025, the story of Jay-Z's perfect image is looking real shaky, and the streets are talking louder than ever. Emile once said in an interview, "I haven't spoken to Jay in years, but I really wish I could. That would bring me closure. But he knows I love him." She insisted there was never bad blood, just timing and pressure, saying her career took off faster than she was ready for. But the way she talked, you could still hear that emotional pull. And just when people thought the affair talk was finally dying down, Solange made sure nobody got too comfortable, because the list of names she's dropping keeps getting longer. She's not holding back at all in 2025. She's standing on business, dragging every skeleton out of Jay's closet. And one of the names that's got everyone talking again is Kathy Coriana White. And this one, oh, it's messy on a whole different level. Back around 2010 to 2011, rumors were flying that Kathy and Jay-Z were involved in something more than just casual friendship. She was a stunning model and actress, and word spread fast that she'd been seen getting a little too cozy with Jay, especially at that one party where Diddy was also spotted. Photos from that night hit the blogs and fans lost their minds. The pictures seemed to confirm everything people had been whispering about for months, that Jay-Z had been stepping out again, even while Beyonce was pregnant with Blue Ivy. Talk about bad timing. The internet went crazy, tabloids went into overdrive, and Jay got dragged all over social media for cheating again. Reporters even tried reaching out to Kathy for a statement. But before anyone could get her side of the story, tragedy struck. Less than 24 hours after those photos dropped, Kathy was found dead. And that's when things turned dark. Fast. Her death shocked everyone, but the details made it even stranger. Not only did her social media pages vanish shortly after she passed, but conflicting reports started coming out about how she died. The first autopsy said it was a wound to the head. Then suddenly, another report claimed it was an aneurysm. That shift made everyone suspicious. People started saying the whole thing felt off, like too much of a coincidence for someone at the center of a scandal like that. Online rumors even went as far as accusing Jay of having something to do with it, though of course, nothing was ever proven. Still, the timing, her being linked to Jay right before her death and then her online presence wiped, left fans unsettled for years. Even today, in 2025, it's one of those celebrity mysteries people can't stop revisiting. Solange bringing Kathy's name back into the conversation has reopened old wounds and wild theories. She's reminding the world that sometimes, when it comes to the powerful, the truth doesn't always make it to the surface. And this story, whether rumor or reality, still gives people chills. Yeah! Going from a head wound to an aneurysm, that's more than just suspicious, it's flat out confusing. And as if that wasn't enough, Solange's list keeps growing. Next up, Claudia Schiffer, the Belgian beauty queen who basically admitted she had a little something going on with Jay-Z. She didn't spill everything, but she definitely gave enough to make people raise their eyebrows. According to Claudia, she was out one night with her girls when Jay sent over a drink. Not just any drink, though. He sent a massive bottle of Ace of Spades, one of those 6 to 10 liter ones that scream boss move. She said Jay told her he'd been all over the world, but the girls here are the prettiest. Real smooth, right? Claudia didn't go deep into what happened next, but she did hint that they spent the night together, and the part that shocked people most? She said Jay never mentioned Beyonce or their daughter Blue Ivy once during that night. Not a single word. That silence spoke volumes. But it doesn't stop there. Next on the roster is another familiar name from the industry, Tyra Mari. And this one's extra messy because Beyonce herself allegedly got involved. The story goes that Bey found out about Jay and Tyra's situation and put a stop to it fast. Remember when Jay claimed he dropped Tyra from Rockefeller Records because her debut album didn't sell well? Yeah, well, word on the street says that wasn't the full truth. According to an old blind item that's resurfaced this year, the whole situation was tangled from the start. It supposedly began with L.A. Reid, who allegedly had a thing with Tyra, then passed her off to Ray J, who later passed her to, well, you can guess the next name in that messy relay.
Told you before, Aaliyah was SA'd as a minor by several producers and was treated like a piece of meat to be bought and sold by different producers up until the time that she passed away. A couple of years after she passed away, a fairly large record producer started making some calls about a singer he had working out of his studio. She was 15 and eager, and soon different label heads were scouting her. And this is allegedly Tyra Marie. She was sold to this pseudo corn star and celebrity sibling. You can also take a guess at that one. He loves controlling vulnerable women. It is his specialty. Anyway, he started controlling the career of this singer. He brought her to the attention of this A-plus list rapper and mogul, allegedly Jay-Z.
It's giving scandal, not business. The craziest part? Tyra was only 18 at the time, and reports say some of those connections may have started before she even hit legal age. Now that's where things get really uncomfortable. Fans were side-eyeing the timeline, saying none of it fully added up. And if you think back, Ray J and Tyra went public in 2006, right after she got dropped from Jay's label. He was 25, she was 18, and people were already whispering that their romance had started earlier. But here's the twist. While all that drama was swirling, Tyra was reportedly back in the studio working on her second album, which never fully dropped. The timing, the rumors, the sudden drop from the label, it's all got people questioning what really went down behind the scenes.
By the time all of the ink was dry, she was just shy of being legal, but that didn't stop the mogul. He liked to sample the new talent. He was sampling her on a fairly regular basis, but he was also involved with the current A-plus list singer who was in his face every day. And this could allegedly be Beyonce.
And now, in 2025, Solange has pulled Tyra's name back into the spotlight, reminding everyone how many young women in the industry got caught up in strange situations that never made sense. She's making it clear this isn't about clout, it's about calling out the power moves and secrets that the industry tried to bury. Now let's spin the block for a second, because something about Jay-Z's story just never made sense. If Tyra Marie's first album was such a flop that it supposedly got her dropped from the label, on her actual prom day no less, then why was Jay having her back in the studio working on a second one? Yeah, that doesn't add up at all. And now in 2025, those old whispers are back, sounding louder and messier than ever. According to one of those mysterious blind items that's been floating around for years, the truth had nothing to do with album sales or charts. The real reason Jay dropped Tyra allegedly came down to one word: jealousy. The blind claims there was a full-blown love triangle behind the scenes that could have made a whole soap opera blush. Apparently, Jay-Z wanted Tyra all to himself, and once word started spreading about her being close with other men in the circle, including Ray J, he wasn't feeling it one bit. But that's not even the wildest part. Rumor has it that Beyonce caught wind of the situation and wasn't about to let any of that slide. People say when Queen Bey found out, she confronted Jay directly and told him to cut it off immediately. And according to industry chatter, Jay didn't just end things, he went scorched earth. Allegedly, Bey didn't want any lingering drama tied to her or her brand, so she made sure Tyra was out of the picture for good, like completely out. The whispers claim she went full Hollywood mastermind, pulling strings, calling in favors, and making sure Tyra couldn't get signed, couldn't get features, couldn't even get a proper rollout again. That's right. The rumor says she was blacklisted from the industry just to erase the problem. And honestly, that level of control, it's intense. Whether that's all true or just deep gossip, it painted a picture that fans still debate today. Jay and Bey have built one of the most powerful empires in entertainment, but these resurfaced stories show just how much chaos might have been hidden beneath the luxury. And let's be real, Jay-Z's reputation with women has always been complicated. The man admitted to cheating, dropped a whole album about it, 444, and made millions doing it. So yeah, he's not just a businessman, he's the businessman. But behind that cool image and billion-dollar smile, Solange is making sure people don't forget all the dirt that came before the shine, and this T.I.era story might just be one of the wildest ones yet. He's not just a businessman, he's the business. And he definitely knew how to flip scandal into strategy. Jay-Z turned every controversy into cash, like he's playing chess while everyone else is still learning checkers. But even with all that power, the streets in 2025 are louder than ever, and people are talking non-stop about what's really been going on behind the scenes. Comments online have been wild. People saying Jay's too smart, that's why his secrets never leak, and he's too connected to ever get exposed. And honestly, some folks believe it. They're saying Jay's got deep ties with major corporations, industry bosses, and even a few political heavy hitters, the kind of people who can make scandals disappear before they even trend. That's why a lot of fans think the reason so many of his alleged deeds never see daylight isn't luck, it's power. But here's where it gets even messier. There's a rumor floating again this year about a boy that Jay allegedly refuses to take a DNA test for. The one people claim could be his son. The whispers say the child's mother was underage when she got pregnant. And even though nothing's been proven, that story refuses to die. It's been circling back every few years, and with Jaguar Wright calling him out again, the internet's eating it up. People are online saying they believe everything Jaguar's been exposing, from what allegedly went down with T.I.era, Marie, Rihanna, Aaliyah, and even Beyonce herself. They're calling it industry sickness, comparing Jay's rumored past behavior to the same kind of dark energy that used to surround R. Kelly. It's uncomfortable, it's ugly, and it's got fans rethinking a lot of what they once admired about him. And just when you think Solange might finally chill, nope. She's out here teasing that she's still sitting on hard proof, receipts that could shake the industry again if she drops them. If that's true, then we might just be on the edge of another major meltdown in the Carter empire. So what do y'all think? Is Jay-Z really untouchable, or is Solange about to flip the whole script once more? Drop your thoughts down below. I want to hear it all. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're keeping up with the real tea. Hit that bell, stay locked in, and check out the next video popping up on your screen right now. We've got more celebrity drama you won't believe coming next.